Welcome. Hello to everybody. Welcome to my workshop. Let me see who is here. I know some of you. I don't know many of you. Now I'm going to meet you all. So for the ones who don't know me, I am Agapi. My name is Agapi. I have two names, Agapi Elpida, and my last name is Apostolopoulou. I am half Greek, half Ethiopian, half Cypriot. I currently live in a village of a beautiful island in Greece. What I do is I'm an intuitive consultant, so I give intuitive readings, that is channeling. I'm a tantric teacher. I work mainly with women, but I also work with men also. And I am a shaman, and I'm a dancing teacher as well. So since I see that there are a lot of women here who don't know me, I will talk a little bit about me. I was born and grew up in Greece, in Athens, even though due to the fact that my mom, she's Ethiopian, I was grown in a quite Ethiopian and ethnic environment. Then on 2004, I left to Spain. I went there to dance flamenco, and there is where I started I went deeper in my self-development process. There is where I met the goddess, where I met the divine feminine, where I learned what Tantra is. I did a lot of different techniques there. It was a period that I was jumping from one workshop to another. But to be honest, Tantra was something that called my attention because Tantra is a technique which includes everything. It can include the emotions, the thoughts, the inner child, the shadow, the sexuality, family, husband, wife, whatever. It's everything. And I saw such a whole technique, where I could touch every aspect of my being, and I decided to stay with it. So, and what is Tantra, no? Because you're going to read a lot about Tantra, and each tantric teacher is having a totally different approach to Tantra. But my way of seeing Tantra is it is a path. It is a path of living life, no? And of course, it is also a path of self-development, because it is a very conscious path of living life. And it is a path where presence and energy are coming together. It is a path where you are living in the present moment inside your body. If you have read the book The Power of Now of Eckhart Tolle, this is what he's trying to say. It's a quite tantric book, actually. So Tantra is being able to be in your body, searching for the divine, or even finding the divine inside your body, not somewhere in the sky, and embracing all aspects of life. Not only embracing suffering subconsciously, because unfortunately this is what most humans do, embracing pleasure, embracing abundance, embracing the ability that you can be the creator of your reality. And you do that by, as I said before, being in the physical body, not avoiding the physical body, reconnecting to the divine inside your cells, activating, healing the chakras, and one of the most important, awakening and activating the sexual energy, the Kundalini, that is nothing more, nothing less than the energy of Mother Earth penetrating us from the first chakra, lifting up, and the same energy of Earth, it's becoming a sweeter energy that starts spreading in all over our body. And actually, only then we can reach a state of, I don't want to say enlightenment because this is a word that it's too it's too much in fashion today, but we can reach a state of being really happy and having a good quality of life and embracing life with all the colors that we can embrace life. But this is too much theory. Today we're going to practice and we're going to get in touch a little bit with what is Tantra. So this is not going to be a theory workshop. Of course, I'm going to talk to you, I'm going to give you the theory, but then we're going to go into a beautiful journey of reconnecting to the divine inside us, and actually reconnecting to the divine feminine as well as the divine masculine. Uh, the title of the workshop is Find the Goddess Within Yourself. And the goddess has many different ways of expressing herself. These ways, we call them archetypes. Also, God has different ways to express himself, and both of them, they can express themselves through archetypes. So archetypes, well, at least there is a very famous psychotherapist, his name is Carl Jung, who who says that archetypes is just let's say different costumes, no, that people can use in order to express themselves, different characters, different personalities, no. In the case of the goddesses and the gods, I would say that they're not only personalities, but they are also vibrations. They are vibrations that exist. They exist inside and outside. So, for example, when we talk about Goddess Venus, it's not only an archetype of a woman who is very feminine, who loves celebrating with pleasure, who loves lovemaking, she loves men, but it is also a specific vibration. um, I don't want to say in the universe because it looks like it's in the universe. No, it is outside and inside. It's the same thing with archangels. No, Archangel Michael is a specific vibration. Or if you go to India, Lakshmi, Ganesha, all these, they exist, but and of course, the human mind can decode their vibration in specific form, no? And they can paint them or they can make a statue of them. But behind that decode is just a vibration, a quite high vibration, I would say, with specific characteristics. And this vibration, it can help us in our path. Of course, as I said before, all this is something that we also have inside. The problem is that sometimes it's difficult to get in touch with those parts of divinity inside us. There is an example that I always give is that a human being is like a cinema. The projector is the divine self, is this part that never dies, and the screen is the external reality. Now, so imagine this is the projector, this is the screen. Now, between the projector and the screen, there are many filters where the light of the projector is getting filtered. And of course, it is the way that ends to the screen is quite distorted. That means that my inner goddess, maybe she came here to have fun and to fulfill her mission and whatever, but whatever she has come here to do, it is getting filtered by my traumas, my childhood traumas, what I have inherited from my family tree, programs of society, of religion, blah, 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 blah. And it's coming out to my external reality in a totally, totally different way. So everything, all these archetypes are here, but they are not able to express themselves in a free way because of these filters. So the way that I see self-development, and I believe the most, if we really want to have a successful self-development, we have to focus on those filters and start cleaning them. And this is actually what I love doing in my work, to take you in a journey where you can see those filters, you can feel them inside you, and with lots of love, just let them go. Today we will work with 3 goddesses. Goddess Artemis in Roman is Diana, goddess Hecate, and goddess Aphrodite, Venus. But I need to drink a little bit of water and get some rest from talking. So I would love if you could unmute if you want and tell me your name and where you're from. Just this, not more. And if you don't want to unmute, write it in the chat, please, so that I get to know you a little bit.
Hi, Stella, Athens, Greece.
Hi, Stella.
Hi. I'm Christina. I'm from Greece, but I'm based in New York. So
Okay.
I'm Greek.
Hi, Christina.
Hi.
Hi, I'm another Stella from Greece.
Hello, Stella.
Hello, I'm Anthi from Cyprus.
Hi, Anthi.
Hi, I'm Pani. I'm also from Cyprus.
Hi, Pani.
Hi, I am Georgia, Ελλάδα, Greece.
Yes, you're here.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Sophia from Greece as well.
Mm-hmm.
Currently in the island of Rodi.
Ah, beautiful. I was there last winter. I was living in Rhodes last winter.
Ah, nice. Yeah, it's I haven't seen a lot, to be honest. It's just, I'm here the last 2 weeks. So. Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else?
I'm Olga from Greece.
Hi, I'm Chila from Romania.
Okay.
Hi, I am Magda from Poland.
Hi, Magda.
Hi, I am Paula from Athens, Greece.
Hi, I'm Christiana from Athens.
Hi,
Hello,
Diana.
I am Fodini from Cyprus.
Hi, I am Eleni from Athens.
Hi, Eleni. Okay, we have also in the chat Rania from Athens, Mada from Romania, Anna from Romania, Maria from Greece, Oana from Romania. At work, oh, let me see how you're going to do at work what we have to do. Irene from Greece, Irene. Vicky from Greece, Irina from Romania, Grace, Irini from Greece, Marina from Athens. Beautiful, interesting, huh? Romania, Greece, Cyprus, Poland, New York. That's beautiful. Okay, that sounded like Eurovision a little bit. Vicky from Rhodes. Okay. I'm coming to Cyprus. I will teach a workshop in the Mind Body Spirit Festival, and maybe I will also give a cacao ceremony. I have to organize it because I haven't been to Cyprus for many years, so I don't have a manager there, and I don't know, I'm trying now to find a way how to do that. Tanya from Germany, good, we also have Germany. Okay, chicas, so let's go back to our subject of the goddesses. This work, the Find the Goddess Within Yourself, is based on another work that I do. It's called The Power of the Cycle. And it is actually one of my, I would say, signature workshops. It is a workshop, well, it can be a workshop of a weekend or 4 different days where we go deep in the main 4 archetypes that a woman have in her cycle. I will talk a little bit about that because I believe it's a very important information that we should learn at school, and no one teaches us that. A woman is not one person, but at least 4. And depending on the secretion of her hormones during the cycle, she can be 4 different women. But this is anatomical. It's because of her biology, because of her hormones. So when the period begins, when the menstruation begins, due to, I'm not going to stay now long. In another workshop, I can show you in on the screen all the hormones and whatever is happening in a woman's body. But when the menstruation begins, the woman enters in a quite introverted space because it is a moment where the line between conscious and subconscious becomes very, 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 very thin. So actually, she's very close to the goddess. She's very close to her intuition and to her divine self. And the archetype that would fit her best in that period is the therapist, the shaman, the priestess. And the goddess that the goddess that would represent her in that phase is Gaia. Goddess Gaia is the earth. She's totally connected to the earth. This is the moment when the right hemisphere, the hemisphere of intuition, works better than the left one. And it's when you can sense the trees, when you can sense and listen to the wind and to the water, and when you know what you need to do in order to heal yourself if there is something wrong, or your dog, or if you want to, I don't know, to make yourself more beautiful and you want to boil some herbs for a facial cream or whatever. Then from this is the first day until approximately the 7th day. Okay, if we have a menstrual cycle of 28 days, then approximately from the 7th day, due to the fact that there is a change in the hormones and our system is working on building up again the uterus for the ovulation and in case there is a baby. From the 7th until the 14th day, there is a lot of energy inside the woman's body. And this makes her be totally the opposite, very extroverted. So she loves being outside and setting up goals and going for that. And she loves clearing situations, talking to people. She's full on, she's very masculine then. And I would say the archetype that represents her is Artemis. Artemis is our healthy masculine, which says, hey, I'm setting up the goal, I'm going towards the goal with discipline and not with self-demanding, not with perfectionism, with just discipline. And I'm going also to enjoy the path to the goal. She's also the goddess of our mission. Most of the people have a specific mission. Why it's this why I have incarnated. No, this mission can be just I came just to have fun, or I came as a therapist to heal people, or I came to be a lawyer, or I came to be a mother, or I came to be a lover. So it is also this week that we love expressing our mission outwards. Then, approximately on the 14th of the month, this is the moment where we have the ovulation. And this moment, it's like the body was building the uterus, and then suddenly everything is ready. The house is ready for the possibility of a baby. So there is a pause. And there are women that sometimes they feel in their ovulation pain in their belly, and they also feel that they want to rest, that they want to do a lot of things. This is Goddess Venus. Goddess Venus is totally the opposite of Goddess Artemis. She just wants to have pleasure, to do nothing. She loves having sex. She's very creative, but this creativity comes out of the inspiration. It doesn't come out of action, I need to act. No. She's relaxed. And when there is inspiration, it's like this inspiration, I call it when she conceives an idea from the spirit, because this is inspiration, it's I conceived something from the spirit, then she makes it happen. And then, so this approximately, all the days are approximately, depending on the cycle, Venus from the 14th day until the 21st day. And now from the 21st day until approximately the 28th day, Goddess Hecate comes. In Greek mythology, Goddess Hecate is one of the few goddesses who knew where Persephone was. I don't know if you know the myth. Well, Hades, Pluto, the god of the underworld, he kidnapped Persephone and he had her down, and no one knew where she was. Hecate knew where she was. Why? Because Hecate has access to the underworld, and for psychology, the underworld is our subconscious. So this period is when, in the body says, okay, I build up my home for a possible pregnancy. There is no pregnancy. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start preparing for getting rid of that house. So this is not yet menstruation, it's before menstruation. And this is another moment of deep introversion. This is a perfect moment for an introspection, because if the woman in that period takes advantage of the period and finds some time for herself to do the introspection work, she can get to many solutions of her problems, and she can also find out the truth, because many times we are very afraid to see the truth. So what is happening? There is this pull inside us. It's like something is pulling us, something is calling us to see the truth. Like I am in a terrible relationship with a guy who doesn't love me, but he says that he loves me and blah, blah, blah. Well, that is the period that I hate this guy, because the truth is coming out. And Goddess Hecate, who has the keys for this truth, is calling us in order to tell us what is happening. But the problem is that our control system, the system that is very afraid to know the truth, because it's very afraid to change, will resist and will say, no, I don't want to know the truth. So what is happening? The PMS syndrome. The PMS syndrome is just an internal conflict between the truth and the resistance. But on the other hand, if you really find the courage to connect with that goddess and create some space for your introspection and go deep inside, oh God, this is one of the most powerful. Every face is powerful, but this is very powerful to see your shadow, to see what is really happening behind what you think is happening or what you say to yourself is happening. Now, but of course, you will tell me, okay, you're talking to me about 4 archetypes. I don't feel them, or I feel only 1 or 2. Of course, you don't feel them, because we live in a masculine world. And I don't want to talk bad about men right now. I love men. They're very beautiful beings. But we live in a masculine energy world where women and men, we have become, well, where women, we have become too masculine. And being masculine makes us live constantly in our minds. We are totally disconnected from our body. We are totally disconnected from our cycle. And we are not aware of who we really are. We are not living in resonance with our cycle, with our body, with our womb. And this is one of the reasons why we feel pain in the menstruation, and why many women feel that the blood is dirty and this is the worst thing in the world and blah blah blah. While actually the blood is full of mother cells. How do you call that? Mother cells. How do you call this mother cells? Plastocytara. How do you call plastocytara in English? Mother cells.
Stems.
Huh?
Stems.
Stems. Yes. And for me, is pure medicine when the woman has reached a point of totally accepting her femininity, accepting these 4 phases of her life, of her cycle. What is happening to women who do not have a cycle anymore, whether this is because of their menopause or whether this is because of an accident or something that happened to them in an early age? Well, these women can still activate their cycle by reconnecting to the moon. There is a specific meditation that can help you reconnect to the moon in order to activate your cycle and be able to live this cycle again. Because if previously you lived in a masculine way, that means in a linear way, like being the same woman every day, which most of women do, when menopause comes, then first of all, the transition to menopause is going to be very difficult. And then after menopause, most probably what is happening is that the suppressed archetype is going to come out. Because if a woman is a healthy woman and she has totally embraced and healed her phases, after her menopause, she becomes a really wise woman because all these phases are condensed, are becoming one. Feel free to ask anything. And if you don't feel comfortable to unmute, you can write.
I do have a question. This works the same for women who suffer from, let's say, amenorrhea or endometriosis or any other condition like that?
Of course, you know, the archetypes are connected to the hormones, no? So when there is something wrong with the physical body and the cycle is not functioning well, first of all, it's because there is something wrong to our emotional or energetic body, because behind all physical problems, there is something else that is good to investigate and see, because that will be the root. So, and this is the root of the problem. This is what creates any type of disease that can influence the cycle. So, of course, when we have an influence like that, the archetypes cannot flow in the same way. But yeah, most of the gynecological problems, most of them, they come out because the root probably is in our childhood traumas. Most of them in what we have inherited from our family tree. We have a lot from there because, unfortunately, I mean, we are a generation that we can say that we have a proper, decent life as a woman, and still not in all countries. But the last generations, they didn't have that. And I'm not going to talk about the last. I mean, I can talk about mothers, grandmothers. They're quite close to us, and we have inherited all this.
May I have a question?
Yes.
in the yoga practice, and also Mantak Chia in his books speaks about the fact that women lose the most energy by on their cycle, and the guys with ejaculation. So it's good if a woman, an enlightened woman, don't have cycle, but not because of a physical illness or something, but because she is so aligned with herself that she doesn't have cycles and she doesn't lose energy. What do you know about this, or what's the truth?
Well, there are many truths, but I know Mantak Chia. I like some of his approach, even though I find him very technical and very masculine. But yeah, I take a little bit of him, a little bit of David Deida. I mean, they're all good, but it depends on what you want to take from each of them. Yeah, there are even techniques in Tantra that women are trying to pull up their period so that they don't have period. You know, for me, this is still patriarchic period. It is still the unhealthy masculine, which is still afraid of the power of women, which also comes with the blood, written in different ways. I don't believe that we lose energy with the menstrual blood, but it depends. So everything depends on the space from where you are. For example, a man, when he ejaculates, he can lose energy if the ejaculation comes from an unhealthy space. But if the space is pure love, or if he feels that he needs to offer his sperm to the goddess of the earth, for example, he definitely is not going to lose energy. So it is the space from where he's doing that. So one is the space, and the second thing is it's totally different with men and with women. In women, there is a huge process of cycle of renovation every month. And the blood is, when we start gathering the blood, it's definitely not loss of energy, because this blood is medicine and we can use it. I'm not going to, this is our first encounter, so I won't go deep in this subject because it's a little bit taboo. But so first of all is that there is something very precious that I believe is one of the best medicines in the world coming after the milk of the mother, because this is also medicine, coming from our body. Second, we can use energy, this is true, or not, depending on how we live all the other phases of the cycle. If the woman is, as I said before, masculine, not honoring her phases, yes, she loses energy, she feels pain, she feels that it's the worst days of the world. But if the woman, in the phase of Artemis, after the menstruation, she uses that energy outside to express herself, to do the work she needs to do, blah, 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 blah. If in the face of Aphrodite, she does nothing, she gives herself pleasure, she gives herself energy, and also she's just relaxing. If in the face of Hecate, she goes deep inside to see herself and her shadow and blah, 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 then in the face of Gaia, she's just going to transform her whole cycle. She's going to use this phase as death and rebirth. So it's not losing energy, it's transforming energy, renovating energy.
Period shorten.
Well, my opinion is, first of all, don't listen to the doctors.
Okay.
Second, well, or of course, you listen to the doctors when there is something more, I mean, when there is something else, no, that is more important, no, but in this case, okay, yes, maybe the doctor says this is the beginning of your menopause, and probably it is, or it is not, because sometimes women enter in their menopause, not because their physical body really wants to, but because there is something behind. And this something behind, usually, well, from what I have seen with the women that I had sessions, is the family tree. Something that happened in the family tree, which is creating short cycles. And maybe in your case, it is that grandmother, I don't know, maybe it's that grandmother, because having your menopause when you're 38, it's very, very soon, no? So it's good to see in your family tree what is happening, which is the main trauma from where everything starts, and then, you know, the branches of the tree, they have the same pattern. I would strongly recommend family constellations for that, strongly. So it's good to go and have a couple of family constellations, do some belly dancing, it's going to help you. Mainly this. We can have a session together if you want, but I give my intuitive readings, channeling, where I just can channel what is happening to you. But generally, what it's going to help you right now, big time, is a family constellation, because it looks like it's something from your family tree. And when I'm saying don't listen to the doctor, I don't mean don't listen. It's because sometimes when the doctor says that's it, it's your menopause, then we believe it and it's happening. So yes, okay. And maybe it is already starting, but maybe if you heal what is behind, maybe you can have some more years.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, there is time for one more question, and then we have to go to our practical part.